That's more or less what it looks like. It should look nicer if you're running it on a on an actual Risk machine with some VRAM in it. You can tell that's a later build of Risk-OS because they took away the picture of an acorn and replaced it with a cog. Indeed it was. Mr. Bogan. It's because it is. So the Acorn Risk PC is the spiritual successor to the Acorn Archimedes, which is the machine you're thinking of. The difference is that I think the Archie is a 16-bit machine, and the Risk PC is 32-bit, if my memory serves correctly. It may not. I might be talking a load of shit. But the Archie was an ARM machine as well, but it was a much smaller ARM processor, like ARM4 or something like that. And they ran at like 20 megahertz, that sort of range. This thing is a strong ARM running at 200, so it's she's peak Risk machine, at least until a modern Raspberry Pi running Risk-OS is going to absolutely decimate it. But for true blue period hardware from the fucking dark ages, it's apex. Yeah, I just need to do some studying up and get some more parts organised, Della, and then we can actually wheel the thing out and make it bloody sing and dance on camera. The other thing that I'm quite excited for is that my other babe, the Master Compact, I need media for it. And if I'm not using a Gotek in it, I am going to use a Gotek in it, but if I wasn't using a Gotek in it, the Risk PC can create the floppies for it. So, zang. Get this last screw out and get this covered out of the bloody shelf out of here. And how was the backwards compatibility? Yeah, Archie games work on it. Yep. Hell, it can actually run some BBC Micro stuff. It hasn't got 100% compatibility, but it has got the full, it's got a 6502 emulation layer and can run BBC Basic in a window. You're telling me that it's time for us to actually go and do some Risk PC streams. Because it may actually be time. We've played with lots of wacky shit, but that might be an interesting platform to look at. Step one before we go any further with this malarkey, we need to finish cleaning this bloody palaver up. Get this shelf out. Clean up my tools. I'm going to have to put the soldering iron and the solder rig away so that I've got some room. And I need to clean up some of these CDs and bits and pieces and put away some cables and keep tidying. But yeah, I don't see any reason, and once we get all of this shit tidied up, that we don't fire the thing up and have a play with it. Yeah, it's the Archimedes replacement. And my one, the little old man threw his wallet at it. I think it's got 64 meg of RAM in it. It's got the Strong Arm 200, which is pretty much the top of the food chain. It's got the second gen Gemini 2 PC compatibility card with the Cyrix 5x86 in it. I believe I've got a 20 gig drive in it. Was it 20 or a 40? It's got a SCSI podule and an Ethernet podule, and yes, it pretty much immediately worked as soon as I hooked it to the internet. It's a real sweetheart. The only problem is with no battery, every time you turn it on, you have to go and retell it that, oh, by the way, you've got a CD-ROM drive, and here's where your hard drives are, and... yeah. But no, it's a pretty slick machine. We'll fire it up in a minute. Yeah. First he needs to send it, then I need to pay him for it. It's not a donation. But he's in a sending mood. He's been sending things to Denmark and all over the bloody shop. Can be if you want it to be. Did it pull out of the wall? Yeah, the bottom screws held, the top screws both ripped out. The wall is solid side, so there is lots of strong meat in the wall. But apparently the weight of a RISC PC, a Master Compact and Amiga 500 was too much for it. Apparently in the middle of the day today, because Nova was at home feeling unwell, she heard an almighty crashing bang in here and didn't realise it was in here. She thought it was the cat being an asshole. It was not the cat being an asshole, it was all of my old stuff trying to fly off the wall. It was saved by a Yarboli 8586 soldering iron and a pile of optical drives on top of a floppy disk holder. Credit to the floppy disk holder, seemingly it's the only victim. It's got a big bloody crack through the top of it now. Fixed. Yeah, hey, my piles of crap that caused the shelf to fail were saved by my piles of crap under the shelf. Now, Remus was hanging out elsewhere in the house. I'm not going to hold him accountable for this. Credit where credit's due. It's not Remus's fault. Right. What next? Sit here and turn the gear and... I don't really have a camera angle of the rest of the room that now looks like a bomb site because I've taken everything off the wall. Actually, yes I do. Hang on. Oh, now it's definitely a plumbing stream. See if that camera angle ends up working. No, that just looks at my heat. That's... The focus isn't going to be much chop for this bit. There's just mountains of stuff. bracket. Eat shit. Oh, right. Thing is, Della, none of these are terribly heavy machines. The Risk PC is not very heavy because it's all plastic. The Master's not very heavy because it doesn't contain anything. And an A500 is, yeah. Trouble is, if I end up moving all my crap in there, that just means there's more room to spread out my crap. Has got an excellent wardrobe. And the question is, if I moved into that room, which admittedly it's a whole lot bigger, what would I do with this room? Use both rooms. Keep that pesky sun out yet. We're drinking our way to freedom. Chat has frozen, hasn't it? Oh no, there it goes. I don't know. I might even just stick in this room. I might rent out the other room. Bit of passive income. It'd be nice. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Maybe Nova will want the other room and I'll have my original room back. Dunno. Is to go back to the lounge. $3.5. But how do you get 3.5 bedrooms at this room? This room is half a bedroom. Allegedly, according to the powers that be. All the photos I saw of this house that I found online of what it looked like when previous owners had been in here. This room was basically just set up with a chaise, and they read books in here. That's all this room did. Son came in, read book. I don't know, I could blow a hole in the wall here and turn this into a walk-in wardrobe. If then I'd have a really big bedroom, it'd be great. Should probably test this at some point. Very sun-faded A1010. I only know one person who would actually be able to make use of this and it would match their computer. And it's not me. You get first option on it if you want it, Evil C. Yeah, but you've had 4 of everything at one point, haven't you, Della? You don't have much use for another one. Yeah, you want to be able to play Monkey Island without actually changing discs at any point. How many of them have you got? 1 or 2? If you had 3 1010s, daisy chained, hooked to your 1000, you could theoretically... No, I think it needs a mega RAM. Is there a 512K version of Civilization? Put all 4 floppies in and let her eat. You blow up your power supply. A 2-watt power supply says nay. Oh, well then sweet. Yeah. We need to hook all of the 1010s to your machine. Then you can play Civ without disc swapping. Doesn't mean it'll be without loading. But no disc swapping. But Mouse, you are going to end up pissing back off to the fucking nether where you belong. Ba-dong, what's the teenager doing? Nothing of interest. That's not very nice. These can just go sit on the graphics card pile. Graphics card pile. I wonder if there is a practical use you could use. Some kind of crazy active sync display your current bloody Twitch stats or something on the iPad and have it just sitting there doing things. Who knows? There should be some good power supply alternatives for a 1000 though, so that you can daisy chain 3, right? I've no idea what they're supposed to do. Whatever. Feels weird. One day soon. Soon. Remember the other day when I was complaining about how neon floppy disks are an arse because when you go to burn a copy of an operating system you end up with not enough of the same colour? I may have experienced this phenomenon.
I just beat down the door with 3 minions.
The Arity lady is here. How are you, Squib? Yeah. Go, make bloody hurry, mess at that wall. What's happening? How are we going? I'm trying to sort all my shit out because the shelf that goes right there tore itself off the wall and started throwing vintage computers on the ground. Which in my hobby is not considered the good thing to have happen. Yeah, you don't really expect to come home and find some of your most prized possessions dumped on the ground. Nova was home and heard it. She thought it was the cat being an asshole. It was not the cat being an asshole. It was some poor planning by someone who didn't put enough brackets on the shelf. Yep, everything survived other than the wall. The wall's got big holes in it now, but it's okay. I'll fix it. I might know the landlord. Might have to heckle him. Ugh. Yeah, the daisy chain connector's there. Literally just they can put it in the book that it can do it, and then immediately say, do not do it. It's very Commodore of them. Gotek's not so bad. It's got no motors to spin, so it's a bit lighter. Hmm. Okay, so that's 1.3. That's 2.0. Ah, those must go in there. Right. Love the hand-drawn notes. That league looks so dicey. Bam, right, one of them in. This one should be a whole lot straighter. Straighter, no arguments. Good, 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 good. It's because the EST is weird. Get out of here with your weird grey computers. Fucking grey computers. ROMs for a 550. A lovely green desktop, yes they did. Did we say green? Or did we actually mean horrendous puke-inspired desktop? Looks like sad porpoise work. Just picking on all Galla's life choices at the moment. Only the best batteries around here. What kind of a fucking weirdo is a Vata apologist? Me. Vada did nothing wrong. Apparently they're only half flat, not flat flat.